Good morning, everybody. It's Amanda with Tap Mom and the Bag Brigade, and it's time for our morning devotional with Mornings with Jesus, 365 devotions, 2022. It is Friday, January 7th, and we're going to begin with the Bible verse. It reads as follows: It is God who works in you to will and to act in order to fulfill His good purpose. Philippians chapter 2, verse 13. And here's our inspirational story. I love flowers. During the dark winter months, my husband Dave sometimes brings me bouquets. Nothing fancy, just a mixed batch to brighten my day. My husband knows these blooms give me hope for the future. So does Jesus. One day my mood was anything but cheery. A dream for which I'd been saving money for years had fallen through, and I couldn't stop crying. Unsettled thoughts left me shaken, wishing for a sign, for some way to know Jesus was watching and listening. As afternoon turned to evening, I busied myself with preparing dinner while awaiting Dave's return home from his work at a nearby store. He entered the kitchen, 24 long-stem roses overflowing in his arms. I paused before accepting them. How could we justify buying expensive flowers, especially now? Dave sensed my hesitation and explained the flowers had been about to be discarded. They cost nothing. I held those delicate buds close. They were much more than simple cast-offs. Yes, my caring husband had spotted the roses and rescued them from the trash, acting on Jesus' prompting. But Jesus had picked them off for me. He'd heard my cry and stepped in to wipe away the tears, as he does for all of us. Some days he sends a friend to visit. Other mornings he might suspect the words of a devotion were written specifically for our needs. And sometimes he shares a loved one's heart and hands to present us with 24 roses. Heidi Gall. Faith step. Find ways to be the hands of Jesus for others. A call, a card, or even a smile can be enough to share his much needed love with others. Yeah, I feel this one too. Sometimes, if you find your thoughts of someone drifting into your mind, that maybe you should send them a text to say, hey, how you doing? And check on them. Don't just let that thought pass by. Go ahead and send that text. Your text saying, hey, how you doing? Is everything okay with you? Might be the only positive thing in their life that day. Hey, I love you, or hey, how you doing? I was thinking about you. Might be the only positive thing that they have in their life that day. Or if you're out somewhere and you see something a friend might like, yarn, and you can afford to do it for them, and and you see something they like, and you could pick it up and give it to them, do it, because you just don't know when something terrible is going to happen in their life. And that one little kindness, that one itty-bitty kindness can mean so much. Just tiny things like these discarded roses. They were going to the trash. But her husband knew that those roses could mean everything to her. And he only knew that because Jesus put it in his mind. So just remember that. Let Jesus work through you to brighten someone else, and don't hesitate when things go bad to reach out and say, Jesus, please send me an angel. Please send me something to make this day better, because he listens. He listens all the time, and you just have to be willing to hear it and to hear the answer, because it may be very, very subtle. And if you're not listening for the answer, or you're not looking for it, it might pass you by. you might take it for granted. Try not to take people's small kindnesses for granted. It might be as small as someone holding the door for you while you walk into a store. You just don't know. I walk with a cane. When people hold the door and let me in, I always thank them because, it doesn't happen very often. It means a lot. Anyway, this has been Mornings with Jesus. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I have. Hope everyone has a wonderful day. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.